Hello there, and welcome to day number 31 on the road to 2000 ELO Rapid Series. Now, we're playing against a Sicilian. I usually like to play the Smith Mortar. However, this time, let's play the Open Sicilian. It's something I've been trying lately. I don't know theory too well for this, but it leads to some fun positions. They're allowing me to play d4, so I'm going to do that. I don't see any downsides to this move. There is a check that's available, but then I can just play c3, so let's go for this. After pawn takes, I don't know what was supposed to take back. It's probably something I should know. If knight takes pawn here, if queen takes probably also pawn here. So let's think. If knight takes on d4, e5, then I'm wondering, can I play something like knight b5 or a knight f5? I think I can. So let's just take with the knight. Queen check still not scary to me. Okay, and pawn not immediately up. So let's see. Here, the knight's threatening to go onto either of these squares. It's no real problem for me. Maybe I can just develop the bishop somewhere, even pin the knight to the king. Doesn't look like a terrible idea. I kind of want to play c4 and knight c3. This is something I tend to like doing, but maybe that's a little bit too aggressive because there's no real threat of d5 right now. Let's think. Let's think. This is the move that worries me. Maybe, can I play f4? f4 feels a little crazy. Let's give it a shot though, because I don't see what my opponent does after f4. They're also probably gonna play knight f6, by the way. That's something I should realize as well. So knight f6, attacking this pawn. But then I could just play something like bishop d3 or knight d2. Maybe I'll just develop the bishop actually, because I want to just castle. Let me just play safely. Let's play bishop here. Bishop here, if the knight steps to a square that attacks, then we just slide to b3. So let's do that. I gotta watch out for this check always. Okay. Now we're just gonna castle. And if they play this b5 move, I really don't mind playing bishop b3. So let's do that. And here, I was thinking, okay, let's just play rook e1. I think it makes a lot of sense to play rook e1 in a position like this. Also, I had this nice move here that I missed. They're adding an extra attacker. I'm wondering if I can just not bother with defending this pawn. I probably should bother, but like I like the idea of opening up this thing. So perhaps I play something like bishop here. So my idea is bishop f4. If bishop takes, f3 is played. And after the bishop moves out of the way, I have this. Let's give it a go. You know, it might be bad. I should probably calculate like knight takes and see if there's any follow-up, but this looks fun. So we're going to play it. Oh! Whoopsies. Hopefully they don't... Oh, this is why I'm bad at chess. Okay, let's go knight here. If takes, then we have this at least. And we open up my opponent's position. All right, take with check. After bishop takes, queen takes. And they can't castle anymore. So, you know, we are creating threats. Also, if any of these pieces take now, it's really bad. And now I'm threatening e5. This looks scary, actually. A little scary. Probably the best move is queen here. If I was black, that's what I would play. Okay, that also is a move. Can I go e5? Queen takes, check. Or should I just keep my queens on the board? My queen on the board, I should say. There's nothing that's not defended from my opponent. Maybe here? I would love to be able to line up the bishop and the queen, obviously. Maybe it's good to just not let the castle, though. So, like, something like queen here. And then this looks pretty good. Although I can't play this right away. The other option is this e5 move. e5, queen takes queen, pawn takes with check. And then wherever the king goes, probably rook here looks really good, actually. I wonder if there's anything better. Queen here gives them too much of a choice, I think. Because, what else? What could they do? Well, first of all, I can't push this. They could just go here, and then I could get my queen out of the way anyway. So yeah, let's just trade the queens. Let's go with this. So my reasoning is that if I want to keep the queen on this diagonal to stop castling, this is not possible. This is not possible. This, oh, what is that move? Huh. Okay, but isn't this a mistake? Bishop takes pawn, queen takes with check. Well, let's go for it. I mean, I don't see anything else. Although the king doesn't have to take back. But then I can just... Oh, hold on, I messed up. Okay, actually, maybe I didn't mess up. I think we're going to look at the analysis there, because I think I made a mistake. But it's not an obvious one, so we'll see. And then I have this coming. Maybe I should have played this first. But I don't know. Okay. Let's push. Do I see a problem with this move? Is the knight threatening anything? Not really. We're going to push. This is a mate threat, by the way. Can he stop it? I don't think he can stop it without sacking the bishop. I'm trying to look, and I don't see a way. Maybe knight here? Knight here and then pawn here, though. Wait, this looks really good for me. I can't believe I just hung a piece, but found counterplay. That's nice. And it's something I mistakenly walked into, but maybe it's something I should look out for more. Playing moves that look like mistakes, but actually have hidden ideas within them. Because I think that's probably how you make progress at this level. People are sound enough to not make those mistakes, but not great enough or not strong enough to avoid them completely. So whenever a mistake like that happens, you just go for it without really thinking because you're like, oh, wait, I'm capitalizing off an error. But if you can find moves that look like errors, but actually have hidden sort of strengths. Okay, but this hangs mate. All right, game. Wow. Good win. Very good win. Let's take a look at the analysis. I'm really curious about one move in particular. So let's see exactly how this one played out. Okay, so this game started with e4, and they played the Sicilian, so c5. Typically, what I like to do is I like to play this d4 move, and then followed by c3 after c takes d4, which goes down a pawn, but gets some initiative and some nice ideas. It's called a Smith-Morra Gambit. This time, however, I decided to try something different and played the open Sicilian with knight f3. And here, after d6 is played, going d4 right away. This is apparently theory. After c takes on d4, knight takes back. And I was expecting e5, after which I probably would have played either knight b5 or knight f5. Probably knight f5 now that I think about it, because knight b5 walks into this check. And I just have to go back, which is fine, but not great. So, anyways, they didn't play that. They decided to play knight d7, apparently an inaccuracy. And my move that I first thought of, c4, is actually the right move. And also another move I considered, f3, was also a good move here. But I decided to go bishop c4, developing my piece and preparing to castle. And here, after they play a6, I castled, and they played this b5 move, which is apparently a really big mistake. Huh. Typically, when this happens, the reason behind the mistake is a sacrifice. So here we got bishop takes on f7 check. And after the king takes back, you have queen h5 check. And look at this. This b5 move, what you realize is that this diagonal is now open, or at least semi-open. So now the queen can slide to h5 with check. And you have to play g6. If you play king f6, you lose the game. It's checkmate. So you play g6, and now you have queen d5 check and the fork on the rook. So a nice little way to win a rook in a couple of moves. I did not go through that entire process. I just let bishop b3, very much still in the opening phase in my mind. After knight f6, the idea is no longer possible because the queen h5 move is covered by the knight. So bringing the rook to e1, defending the pawn. Bishop b7 is played. Now I played bishop f4. So my reasoning behind this move was that after bishop f4, I thought that they would take this pawn, right? They played their last move to take this pawn. I thought, hey, they're going to take the pawn. So I was thinking takes, and then I was thinking f3, no matter what they take with. And then after they move away, then I thought I had bishop takes on d6. And I thought this was a clever idea. Apparently, I was just dumb. But the reason why is because I hung a fork, d5. And now I'm just losing. I'm just down a piece for only a pawn. I played this move, knight f5, trying to eye the d6 square with my knight. And after they take my bishop, I go for this, take back with the queen, and now they can't castle kingside anymore, but I am down a piece, and that is bad. That is not good. Typically not how you win any games of chess. But I followed it up here, and they realized that, okay, this queen's really annoying. It's in a very strong spot. Let's trade it off. I thought they had to go queen e7, and I thought this was worse for me. But queen e7 hangs f4. So, okay, I think that's the reason why they decided not to play that. They decided to play queen b8 in order to defend the pawn on f4. I decided to go e5 here. Now, if queen takes, which is the best move, pawn takes back, and now the king is kind of stuck. Where does the king go? The king has to go to d8. Another strange thing to consider, because you just want to, you hang this pawn. Because if you had gone to f8 here, then I have rook e7 threatening this, and that's what I saw. I saw rook e7, and I thought he'd go here and defend the pawn, and then I'd attack. So very interesting stuff. Instead, what my opponent did was move the knight forward to e4. Now, this is not an unreasonable move, but it walks into counterplay because of just one idea that I did find. Bishop takes f7 check, removing the king from the defense of this knight that is no longer protected by the other knight. And after the king takes back, obviously, if the king goes to d8, then I just move my queen to safety. So I go queen, for example, queen b3, maintaining the pin on the knight. So after the king takes back, then queen takes on d7, comes with check. And here, my opponent has to go king g6. What a weird looking move to play. You got to walk into the crossfire and allow me to keep checking you, because I have queen e6 check now. And you have to go to king h5, and that is some crazy stuff right there. Because now I'm thinking, okay, what if I go queen f5 check? You have to go knight g5 here. And this looks rough. This looks pretty rough. Because I could probably just play g3 and then f4 maybe. I don't know. Or I could just play h4 right now. Allowing the king to take. And then playing something like queen takes f4. But anyways, a lot of stuff here. This did not happen. My opponent went to f8, and this loses. King g8 would have been slightly more precise than f8. King f8, sorry. King g8, I would have had to play queen e6 check, sending the king to f8 now, and then afterwards playing queen f5 check, winning this pawn. But by going to f8 right away, my opponent allowed me to play e6 with considerable tempo. I'm threatening checkmate. And I don't know what. Maybe they thought e7 was the threat, so that's why they decided to go king g8. But unfortunately, this does not stop my checkmating idea. Queen f7, check, and mate. And that is the game. So, yeah, very good stuff. Very good stuff by me. Although one very bad thing and also one missed opportunity early on. So hopefully, I really like the Open Sicilian. I feel like it's a dynamic sort of opening, it leads to dynamic positions. So I'll try to play it more. There's a lot of different lines and variations to study, which should be fun. I think I'm going to implement some of these in my classical tournament, maybe rotate between the Smith-Morra and the Open Sicilian. If you have any other ideas of things I could try versus the Sicilian, do let me know, please. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, comment if you have anything to say. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Sayonara.